Hi, this is Mary Susan with Jessamine County Adult Education Skills U. And in this video, I'm going to be doing a follow-up to ways to use proportion part 1. I left off that video with some practice questions, and here are the answers. 50,000, 6, 3, 15.75, 1 to 25, 8, 1 to 6, and 142.857. And you could have rounded that last answer off to 143, or at any point 142.9, or any number that rounded off is fine. So our first question was, to make 2.5 gallons of maple syrup, a farmer needs to collect 1,000 gallons of sap. So I've written that ratio here, 1,000 gallons of sap to 2.5 gallons of syrup. How many gallons of sap are needed to make 20 gallons of syrup? So X amount of sap would be equal to 20 gallons of syrup. And if we cross multiply, you would have 2.5x, and 1,000 times 20 would be 20,000. And then if you divided both sides by 2.5, X would be equal to 50,000. Ed hit 4 home runs in 6 games. At that rate, how many home runs could he hit in 9 games? So here, I'm going to draw just some lines to make a little chart to separate my numbers, so that I have 4 home runs to 6 games. And then I want to know how many home runs he could hit in 9 games. So X for 9 games. And then if we cross multiply, 9 times 4 and 6 times X, we'll have 6X, and 9 times 4 is 63. So then if we divide both sides here by 6, so that X will be by itself, 6 will go into 6, will cancel, and 6 into 36 will go 6 times. To make a certain color of paint, Mavis needs 4 units of yellow paint for every unit of white paint. She estimates that she will need 15 gallons of paint to complete her job. How many gallons of white paint will she need? So here we have some notes that 4 yellow and 1 white, that would equal 5 gallons of the new color. So now we need to know, if she needs 15 gallons of that new color, how many white will she need? So 15 gallons of white, 15 gallons of the in color would be how many gallons of white. So we're not even using the yellow paint. We just needed that number to come up with the total gallons. All right, so if we cross multiply here, we'll have 1 times 15 is 15, and 5 times X is 5X. And if we divide both sides by 5, then she will need 3 gallons of white paint. So we divided both of these so that X would be by itself. and 5 went into 15 3 times. Boston is 315 miles from Philadelphia. If the scale on the map is 1 to 20, how many inches apart are these two cities on the map? So here I have a note that 1 inch equals 20 miles. And if I'm looking at two cities that are 315 miles apart, then how many inches would that be? So if you cross multiply, we would get 20x is equal to 315. And if you divide both sides by 20, that would be a total of 15 and 0.75. Wet Ink Printing Company printed 10,000 invitations. Of these, 80 were defective and had to be discarded. What is the ratio of defective invitations to the total number printed? So here they're only asking us about ratio. They're not asking us to write a problem, a proportion problem. We're just supposed to write the ratio. So if the ratio is 80 defective invitations to the total number printed, which was 10,000, that would be 80 to 10,000. If we divide both of those numbers by 80, we would get 1 over 125. And so I'll show you that on the calculator, that if you put in 80 and hit the divide line there, and then put in the 10,000 underneath, 4 zeros, yep, then that will enter 1 over 125. "35 is to 7 as 40 is to what number?" So I'm just going to draw some lines here and line up my problem. 35 is to 7 as 40 is to what number? And if I multiply 7 times 40, I will get 280. And 35 times x will be 35x. Then if we divide by 35 on both sides, x will be equal to 8. One commonly used formula for making concrete is to mix 1 unit of cement and to 2 units of sand and 4 units of gravel. What is the ratio of cement to the combination of sand and gravel? So I've made a note here that that was 1 unit of cement, 2 units of sand, and 4 units of gravel. If the ratio is cement, that would be 1 to the combination of sand and gravel. Sand plus gravel, 2 plus 4, would be 6. So the ratio would be 1 to 6. A 1,000-pound slab of concrete contains about how many pounds of cement? So here we're looking for the amount of cement compared to the total after the concrete is mixed. So if we mix 1, 2, and 4, that would be a total of 7. So now our comparison is going to be between the total amount, which was 7, and the cement, which was 1. So if we have 1 cement and 10,000 total, and we cross multiply here and here, then we'll have 7x equals 10,000. And then if we divide both sides by 7, x will be equal to 142.857. So I hope that this video has helped, and that you'll join me for the next video on ways to use proportion part 2, where we'll see more ways that proportion will be used on the GED test. Thank you.